Thanks everyone for stopping by. Today we're going to be doing a non-sponsored review of the Ulanzi Inflatable 62 watt light. So now this is a light with rows of LEDs inside the housing structure, which I had shown you earlier. I believe I'm the only person so far to give you a glimpse of what it looks like, the little LED lights inside the light, so hopefully that was useful to you. As mentioned, I paid for this with my own money. I'm not sponsored by Ulanzi in any sort of way, so everything that is stated is my own, in fact, opinion about this light. Let me start off by saying that this light has exceeded my expectations, and I am actually really happy that I made the purchase just due to it hitting all the right boxes for me. So now, one of the things I was looking for was a light for my studio office that had a small footprint, taking up very little space, while also being bright enough to light me in a space like this, which I mean, it's quite small, so it's easy to light, so I don't need too much. Now, I did have like a honeycomb grid style diffuser, which was absolutely massive. A couple times I brought it in here and I just could not leave it on the side of the desk here without it just taking up like tons of space. Now, with this current setup, I mean, it couldn't be any easier than this. Let me just take off the camera from here for a second and we'll have a look to see how much space this takes up. I have my MacBook right here. Now, this is something that obviously I wouldn't want to have a big, large light fall onto it, but with this light here, it weighs nothing. Only thing that weighs much of anything here is this battery, which I've included a newer adapter here that's quite sturdy. I'm able to create this 90-degree or upright angle if wanted. Highly recommend this for this light if you want to be able to have it lean down like this. I paid, I believe, $37 Canadian for this adapter here, and the battery pack I paid about $72 before tax. Well, as I mentioned, you are requiring that you have the 100-watt battery at minimum. And now this would be typically a portable charger, or you could even use like a V-mount style cinema battery. And I have been seeing the reviews online in regards to this light mentioning the fact that it doesn't include a battery and how people should skip this. Me, myself, kind of have a difference of opinion in it, whereas I'd rather use my own portable charger in order to replace that. Say it dies, also I'm able to have extras rather than an internal battery that is known to fail quite often. You can't swap them out. I really honestly think that this is the best way to go about it, despite there being that extra charge, as I mentioned, $72 Canadian for myself. Now, you can also use, to power the device through AC, something like a MacBook wall mount to a corded charger. So that's another option that I've mentioned people being able to have work this device. And now without that, there's really no powering this. Like if you were to try and plug in like an iPhone wall AC outlet, there would be no power. So that is one thing that you have to mention here. Okay, so now going through the settings, I pressed M to turn on the device now. Only on 2% actually right now. It's really quite low. So now let's move it up and I'll show you some of the extent as to where this light can go. So this is 9%. Okay, we're at 50 now. This is 50. and this is 100. It's really bright. Okay, now turning that down. As you can see, it lights up this room, no problem. Considering I was using it 2 earlier, and I'm sure you were able to see me just fine. Okay, so now going back down, I'll leave it at 15% here. Now let's switch over, pressing this up and down arrow. I'm going to switch over the color temperature settings. Now this goes up to 6500, and this is the limit here that I'm at currently. So this is 4200. And this goes to 2700, I believe. Yeah, 2700 right here. Okay, so now pressing down once more. Oh, sorry, pressing M. We'll go into the different scenes. So this is the scene number 10 option, high-low beam. Now we're going to go to number 9. This is the emergency setting. This is the posy, assuming paparazzi setting. Strobe setting. Pulsing. Bad bulb. Candle. Now I should mention that this light, the lowest setting, is actually more like 10%, I would say. So now with that, you probably would want some more diffusion. Like if you were to use this and have it actually like try and replicate a candle, it's really bright. Not to mention if I were to increase the brightness at all. So that was 1%. Now let's go up to say 100. Yeah, that was 58%. It's blinding me. Okay, so now let's go to scene mode again, and this is a TV mode. This is lightning mode. Could be particularly useful set up in a window of some sort, I would imagine. Pretty cool that this is offered. Unfortunately, you can't change the color of any of these scenes, just the brightness of them. Now this is just a loop going from low to high brightness. Now again, when you press the M mode, you're able to switch between different menu items. So you have the initial brightness modes, you have the scene, and then you have in this menu mode the option to change the language to Chinese or English, and it also shows you the version number. I'm not sure if you'd be able to change the firmware of this. Okay, so now I'm moving this back to 5500 Kelvin on 14%. So wrapping things up here, the pros of this device is it has a really small footprint, really nice soft light coming in, able to change between color, temperature, Kelvin modes. I mean, you really can't beat it for the price in a small setup like this. It has the fillable air-powered device on the side, just one press, and in about 4 seconds, the device is fully inflated. The remote control, which I love, it's nice having this close by, just able to change it on the go, change it from the other room, although I haven't really done any distance checks on it, but I'm sure I wouldn't have any issues with that. The use of the external battery packs is a big plus for long-term durability, and being able to swap out batteries on the fly is a big deal as well if you want to use it for any sort of commercial work. For me now, the negatives of this device, I'd say probably the biggest negative is the minimum light that it's able to output, it is quite high considering what 1% is. This is currently 1%, although I think it will work out for most people's needs and requirements. So now wrapping everything up, I mean, this is a great light. I think most people would be happy with having this light in their house for studio work, for on-the-go travel. It's nice and small, packs light. There's enough light output that seems to work quite well. It seems like the light is accurate enough for most people's needs. Yeah, I think it's great. I'm going to put the link down in the description for it, and let me know what you think of this light. Do you think it's a winner, or are you waiting for something else, or do you think there's a better light out there for the value? Anyways, okay, thank you. Take care. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.